clients often ask, well, why is my case worth the certain amount? Like, why is my case worth $10,000? But I had a friend who was also in a car accident 3 years ago, and they settled their case for $100,000. Well, how come I'm only getting 10 and they're getting 100? Well, there are a number of factors that determine how a case is valued. Most importantly, liability, damages, meaning what are your injuries, liability meaning who is at fault, and also things like venue. A case venued in the Bronx is worth more, usually, than a case venued in Westchester or in a more conservative county here in New York. However, another factor that really comes into play that people don't often talk about are really two different issues that come up. One is the insurance company. Some insurance companies are known to pay fair value and to be reasonable, and some companies are known to be tough or no pay or just kind of drag their feet and not offer reasonable compensation or even to negotiate in good faith. And some companies, unfortunately, you just can't get anybody on the phone. You just call and the phone just rings and rings. There's just nobody there. So because of this, lawyers in general, of course there are always exceptions, but in general, lawyers know that the insurance company on the other side often determines the amount of compensation you can obtain. And also another very important factor in practicality is the insurance policy limit. Because some cars, for example, may have an insurance limit of $1 million. Some might have $1 million limit with a $10 million excess. Well, now, if you have a serious injury, even if the insurance company is horrible, you can go to trial and you can take a $10 million verdict, and the money is there in that excess policy to pay you that $10 million. But what if you get hit by a driver who has no insurance, or a driver who only has a $25,000 policy? A 25 policy is the minimal policy someone can have in the state of New York. Now, if you get hit by a 25 policy and there's no other coverage available, no matter what your injury, most likely you're limited to that 25. Because of course you could sue the individual and try to get a verdict above and beyond that $25,000. But if the person is carrying a $25,000 insurance policy, most likely that person doesn't have any assets or any real tangible monies or assets that you could obtain. So because of that, it's very important to look at these factors. What insurance company am I dealing with? What are the policy limits? And that is one of the factors that plays a role in determining what a case is truly worth.